Now, when you look at this business about dopamine rising in anticipation of a reward rather than in response to the reward itself, it brings up one of the, it doesn't bring that up, it brings up one of the all-time interesting studies that was published about a decade ago. Okay, so the paradigm I described last week, you put on the light, which tells the monkey that, okay, we're starting one of those sessions where if you press the levers adequately, you will get a reward. And they now carry out this behavior. And as a result, they get the reward here. And as we saw, dopamine doesn't go up after the reward. It goes up at this point. This is the, I know how to do this. This is going to be great. This is terrific. Here's where you get the rise in dopamine. This is not only the anticipation, but if you don't have this rise, you don't get the behavior, the goal-directed behavior. Now, in this brilliant study, what they did was transition from a paradigm where, okay, the monkey presses the lever 10 times and gets the reward. Now what you do is the monkey works and it gets the reward only half the time. It gets only a 50% reward rate unpredictably. And what happens to dopamine? Okay, got your choice. What's your vote? It doesn't rise as much. It rises the exact same amount. It rises even higher. Okay, you guys all understand anticipation and goal. It does this. It's one of the biggest rises you will find in dopamine in the brain short of cocaine. What have you just introduced into there? This is, I'm all over it. I know how this works. This is going to be great. I have mastery and control. I am the captain of my own lever pressing. This is all about that. What's this about? This is what dopamine does when you have introduced the word maybe into the equation. And that is incredibly reinforcing. And people will work like mad in contexts of maybe far more so than when they work in contexts of certainty. Psychologists have known this forever. This is intermittent reinforcement. You never get more behavior out of an organism than when you have introduced a maybe into it. And part of the brilliance of this study was what they then did. Now animals either got reward 25% of the time or 75% of the time. On a certain level, these are diametrically opposite manipulations. In one, you're getting more rewards, and the other, you're getting less. What's the thing they have in common? They both had smaller maybes than the 50% version, and what you see is it would look like this. 100%, 25 or 75, 50% maximizing the maybe. And one of the most brilliant things that various social engineers do with humans is convince people that there's a 50% maybe when it is not 50% in the slightest. That's what Las Vegas is about. That's an entire world of very smart psychologists making people think in circumstances where there's like 0.1% of a maybe going on there, that it's actually a 50%. And when you do that, you get dopamine like crazy and you get goal-directed behavior as a result. Really, really powerful. And this is so strongly the case that this explains an extremely cynical thing that a guy I knew in my dorm back when used to say all the time. How's this for like a dispirited view of what life is like? But possibly absolutely accurate, which is a relationship is the price you pay for the anticipation of it. How's that for a grim worldview? Go figure, this guy had what a string of disastrous relationships.